Hey everyone, hope you all are fine. Stop chasing people who don't know how to hold your heart. Stop confusing attention with intention. The truth is anyone can make you feel wanted for a moment, but your dream partner, they'll make you feel safe, seen, and strong in every season. This isn't about settling for someone who checks boxes. It's about aligning with someone who matches your soul. And that journey doesn't begin with finding them, it begins with becoming someone who no longer entertains the almosts. Some people are in love with the idea of love, so they settle for whoever shows up first. They chase chemistry and call it connection. They confuse attention with affection. And they end up in relationships where they feel more alone than they ever did single. But you're different. You're not looking for anyone. You're looking for the one who truly fits your soul. And the truth is, that kind of partnership doesn't just appear, it's created. Not from fantasy, but from clarity. If you want your dream partner, the first thing you must do is stop confusing availability with alignment. Just because someone's there doesn't mean they're meant for your future. Finding your dream partner begins with finding yourself, and not just the version of you that performs or people pleases, but the raw, unfiltered, honest you. Because the quality of the love you attract will always mirror the quality of the love you give yourself. When you're disconnected from your truth, you'll tolerate anyone who gives you temporary warmth, even if they don't understand your soul. You'll mistake someone's presence for purpose, and you'll end up building homes in people who were never built to house you. That's why the search for your dream partner is not about seeking, it's about revealing who you are, what you value, what you need in order to thrive. If you don't know yourself, how can you recognize someone who's right for you? You'll keep falling for appearances, charisma, and convenience, none of which sustain a lifelong connection. The moment you choose to stop settling, you start filtering. You stop being impressed by surface-level effort. You start asking deeper questions. You start showing up with intention instead of impulse. This journey requires honesty, radical honesty. What are your patterns? What do you tend to chase and why? Do you seek people who challenge you or people who validate your wounds? Are you addicted to unpredictability because it mimics your childhood? Or do you pursue people who don't love you fully because you don't fully love yourself? These questions are uncomfortable, but they're necessary. Because the dream partner you want won't tolerate your half-healed self. They'll mirror back your growth. They'll challenge your softness. And they'll demand your wholeness, perfection, but presence. You must also understand this. Your dream partner isn't someone who completes you, they complement you. If you're looking for someone to fill your emptiness, you'll create codependence, not connection. But if you're already full, if you've done the work to know your worth, you'll attract someone who adds to your life without becoming your life. They'll amplify your peace, not become your escape. They won't save you from your loneliness. They'll join you in your solitude. And that kind of partnership, that's where dreams live. So if you truly want to find your dream partner, stop searching in desperation. Start living in alignment. Build a life that feels beautiful on your own. Heal what still pulls you toward chaos. Speak your truth with courage. Love yourself so deeply that being alone never feels like lack. Because when you do that, you won't chase love, you'll recognize it. And it won't be loud. It won't be dramatic. It will feel like peace, like home, like something your soul has always known. Most people aren't searching for love. They're searching for relief. Relief from loneliness. Relief from relief from the ache of being misunderstood. And in that desperation, they accept anything that feels remotely warm, even if it burns them later. But you can't build a future with someone you chose out of fear. If you want your dream partner, you must be willing to face the space between now and then with grace. That space, the waiting, the unknown, the silence is not a punishment. It's preparation. Because in that space, you are being shaped into someone capable of receiving the kind of love you say you want. We attract people based on our standards, but we keep them based on our boundaries. That's why finding your dream partner is as much about what you walk away from as what you walk toward. It's easy to romanticize the idea of a soulmate, but romanticizing without discernment is dangerous. The dream partner you want won't always arrive wrapped in perfection. They'll come wrapped in truth. They won't play games. They won't hide behind charm. They'll speak plainly. They'll show up consistently, and they'll challenge you not to wound you, but to help you grow. That kind of love doesn't feel like a fairy tale. It feels like alignment, like safety, like finally breathing at full capacity. But you have to be ready for it, because sometimes the reason you haven't met your dream partner isn't because they don't exist, it's because you haven't yet become the version of you that's ready for them. Love will stretch you. It will confront the parts of you that are still guarded. It will reflect your fears, your patterns, your limits. And the person who's truly right for you won't let you stay small. They'll see the fire in you and challenge you to rise. That's what real partnership is. Not comfort without growth, but growth without disconnection. It's a dance between being deeply accepted and being lovingly called higher. To stop settling for potential. Potential is just a promise without proof. And people with strong presence and high standards don't fall in love with potential, they fall in love with consistency. Your dream partner will not need to be convinced. They will be ready, emotionally available, willing to meet you where you are and walk with you toward where you're going. They won't avoid hard conversations. They won't disappear when things get deep. They'll stay, they'll listen, they'll see you not just the version you show the world, but the messy, vulnerable, unfiltered parts too. And they'll love you there, fully, freely, fearlessly. But before that person shows up, you'll be tested. You'll be tempted to settle for good enough. For the person who says the right things but doesn't show up in the right way. And in those moments you have to remember what you're building. A dream partnership is worth waiting for because it changes your life. It makes you better. It brings out the softness you were once afraid to show. It allows you to grow without losing your center. And it doesn't come from luck, it comes from clarity, patience, and the courage to say no to anything that doesn't align. Don't remember this. Your heart is not a halfway house for people still deciding what they want. You are not a maybe. You are not an option. You are someone's answer. But you won't find that person while lowering yourself to fit into places your spirit has outgrown. You won't find them while shrinking your truth to avoid being alone. You'll find them when you've decided that your peace is too valuable to trade for temporary comfort. When your boundaries become sacred. When your standards are no longer negotiable. And when that person finally arrives, it won't feel like fireworks. It'll feel like sunrise. Familiar. Steady, unshakably warm. Because the love that lasts doesn't scream to be noticed. It speaks in quiet, consistent ways. It shows up day after day. Through action. Through presence. Through truth. And when you find it, you'll know. Not because it's overwhelming, but because it feels like home. You cannot find your dream partner while living out someone else's story. You can't attract what's real if you're pretending to be something you're not. And yet, this is what so many people do. They show up to love dressed in armor. They say what they think others want to hear. They wear masks they forgot they're wearing. They trade authenticity for approval and wonder why the connection doesn't last. But love, real love, does not blossom where truth is missing. It can't. Because your dream partner isn't searching for a version of you that fits in. They're searching for the real you. The one who's been buried under years of shrinking, pleasing, and performing. And the only way they'll find you is if you're willing to be found as you are. This means living from a place of vulnerability. And vulnerability isn't weakness, it's clarity. It's saying, here I am. Fully honestly, take me or leave me, but I will not shapeshift to earn your affection. When you show up in that kind of truth, the wrong people will fall away. But the right one, they will see you. Not the polished image, not the curated confidence, but the soul underneath it all. And they'll stay. Because they're not attracted to your perfection, they're attracted to your presence. That's the thing about your dream partner. They're not here to fix you. They're here to meet you, to grow with you, to walk beside you, not in front, not behind. And they will not be threatened by your strength, nor will they diminish your sensitivity. They will honor your voice. They will value your honesty. And when you're with them, you won't feel the need to perform, to impress, or to chase. You will simply be. That's how you know it's real, when you can exhale in their presence and feel your nervous system relax. But you'll never experience that if you're still clinging to what looks good but feels wrong. The dream partner you long for is on the other side of your fear to be real. To say no when you used to say yes. To walk away when something doesn't serve your peace. To raise your standards, even if it means standing alone for a while. That kind of strength doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. And clarity is magnetic. It pulls in the people who are ready, and it pushes away the ones who aren't. You must be willing to let them go, because every time you choose someone who is almost enough, you delay the one who actually is. Settling is not love, it's self-abandonment, and you were not created to live in almost. You were created to be met, held, and loved in full. The only way to receive that is to first give it to yourself. Ask yourself, do you treat yourself the way you want your partner to treat you? Do you speak to yourself with love? Do you protect your peace? Do you respect your own time, energy, and dreams? Because your dream partner won't just look at how you love them, they'll look at how you love yourself. That's why this journey is less about finding someone and more about becoming someone who lives in their truth, someone who holds space for their own healing, someone who is willing to wait not from emptiness, but from fullness, because you're not desperate, you're discerning. And when you live in that kind of intention, your energy shifts. You stop chasing, you stop trying to prove, you stop watering dead plants, hoping they'll bloom. You let go, you trust. You align. And then, one day, when you're busy building a life that feels like home to you, someone will arrive. And it won't be forced. It won't be rushed. It won't be a roller coaster of confusion. It will feel like someone finally speaking a language your soul always understood. And you'll realize it was never about being chosen. It was about choosing yourself until the right one came along who knew exactly how to love you there. The reason many people never find their dream partner isn't because they're unlucky. It's because they don't know how to recognize real love when it arrives. They've become so used to dysfunction that peace feels foreign, so used to being needed that being loved feels unfamiliar. They've equated chaos with passion and silence with disinterest, and when something stable, genuine, and clear walks into their life, they reject it because it doesn't match the drama they once called connection. But your dream partner won't be chaos. They won't confuse you. They won't play games to get your attention. They'll bring clarity, and you'll only be able to receive it if you've learned to quiet the noise of your past. Your dream partner will not come to fix your wounds. That's your job. They will come to love the parts of you that you've spent years learning to accept, and in doing so, they will reinforce everything you've been teaching yourself in silence. That you are worthy, you are enough, and you are no longer someone who has to beg to be seen. This kind of partnership doesn't come when you're still trying to prove your worth. It comes when you know it. And that knowing must be built in solitude. Don't rush your healing just to say you're not alone. Don't fill your bed if it empties your heart. And don't entertain anyone who doesn't see the depth of your soul, just because you're tired of waiting. What you settle for becomes your standard, and what you tolerate becomes your normal. You can't invite in something divine while still holding hands with what drains you. Let go, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. Because every time you hold space for the wrong person, you're blocking the one who was always meant for you. Real love, the kind you dream about, requires readiness. And readiness means emotional availability, yes, but it also means emotional maturity. Your dream partner will challenge you in ways that require you to grow. They'll reflect back the parts of you that still feel fragile. They'll ask you to speak when you'd rather shut down. They'll ask you to stay when you feel the urge to run. But not through pressure, through presence. And they'll do it because they want you, not just in your easy moments, but in your mess too, to be ready for that kind of love. You must stop looking for someone to rescue you and start looking for someone to meet you. Equal footing, equal effort, equal energy. You cannot build a lifelong connection if you're busy managing someone else's healing while abandoning your own. Your dream partner will not be perfect, but they will be present. And in a world full of people who disappear at the first sign of depth, that alone is rare. That alone is worth the wait. So start asking better questions. Instead of how do I get them to like me, ask, do I feel safe being myself around them? Instead of how do I make this work, ask, does this feel healthy and mutual? Instead of am I enough for them, ask, are they enough for the version of me I'm becoming? Because you are no longer who you once were. You're evolving. You've outgrown temporary. You've healed too much to pretend. And now, you require depth, truth, and presence. And when someone finally shows up with the same energy you've been giving yourself with lovethat'sreal.com and consistent, you'll recognize them. Not by how loud they are, but by how safe you feel in their silence. Not by what they promise, but by what they consistently do. Not by how they sweep you off your feet, but by how they stand beside you when life isn't romantic at all. That's love, that's your dream partner. And when you meet them, you'll know it wasn't luck, it was an alignment. Don't wait for love to arrive before you become who you were meant to be. Start living, healing, and rising now, so when your dream partner finds you, they meet someone already whole. Share this with someone who needs to stop settling. Save it for the days you forget what you deserve. And most importantly, walk away from anything that doesn't feel like peace, because real love doesn't confuse, it confirms.